What's the deal, YouTube? It's your homie Savage. Thanks for tapping in with Savage Studios. Much love, much respect, as always. Everybody wants to start touching on the coronavirus. I get it. Makes a lot of sense. I haven't touched on it for the simple reason I've been kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. But you know what? After everyone approaching me, asking me in my DMs, always wanted to know what my thoughts are on the matter, I'm going to go ahead and touch on it, but I'm going to give it to you a different way. I'm going to talk about what it's going to be like for the inmate, what's going to be like for the prisoner. Not that you care, not that you have any special interest in what's the matter with a prisoner or an inmate, especially that we're going through it out here on the streets. However, if you're quarantined at home or getting ready to quarantine or practicing for your quarantine or just spending a lot more time indoors, go ahead and trip out on this video, man, because what's going to happen when coronavirus hits the inside of a prison? Spending 10 years in prison, let me tell you this. I know damn well what it's like to be dog sick in there. And, man, I've been sick in there quite a few times, man, because sometimes it would just be me switching from one prison to the next prison. Something about, right now my allergies are getting me just talking about this, but, you know, switching from one prison to the other prison, whether I was going up north, down south, whatever the case was, different ventilation systems, pumping out different crap. There's always dead skin in the vent, nasty ass stuff, basically looking like asbestos in the vents. So I would get sick from time to time. And the thing about being sick in prison is it sucks, man. I've already touched on it before. It's no bueno, for the simple fact you don't get to do what you can do out here as a free person. You don't get to run to the store and buy cough or flu medicine. It don't work that way, y'all. If you sick in there, you put in a medical slip. They see you when they see you within 72 hours or so. They give you their diagnosis, which ain't usually jack shit. They give you some ibuprofen, tell you to drink a whole hell of a lot of water. And that's basically your remedy to the situation. By then, you're in the thick of your sickness. You ain't feeling no better. And you just basically wasted $5 on a medical slip. That's how they go in there. So let's talk about coronavirus. I was telling somebody this the other day, man. I literally got sick 3 times off of my original sickness. So the first time was me catching the shit, right? I catch it, boom, I'm going through it in the cell. My cellie trying to help me out. You know, he's being a good cellie, you know, trying to hook it up. I get rid of it. I beat it. Okay, we in a box. Come out to day room, people coughing it up. This is primarily around flu season that a lot of this happens, right? I think the part where it's most transmitted is early in the morning or at dinner time when you waking up and you got to walk to chow. Y'all got to walk in one straight line. It's a yellow line. It doesn't never change. It may go this way, this way, this way, do a bend, do a circle, but it's a yellow line that doesn't break, doesn't stop until you reach the destination of your cell front. When you're going to chow, you got to walk on this line, hands behind your back, and everyone's got to walk in a straight line. So as you're walking in a straight line, the guy either right in front of you, 2 people in front of you, 10 people in front of you, either way, the person in front of you is yakking up and coughing his guts out and spitting this virus, spitting his illness all over the place. You think you're not going to catch that? So he catches that. Shower doors that are shared, the showers that are shared have to be touched, have to be used. Those are coughed on, touched. Virus spread in prison faster than they spread anywhere. Okay, y'all see how fast this virus is spreading out here on the streets. Imagine having to live in large gatherings in a box. So first thing first, saying that, we now know everyone's going to catch it in prison. The numbers are going to be ridiculous. They're already quarantined 60 inmates, I want to say, in LA County Jail. One of them jails, not saying that any of them tested positive, but for some reason, you know, testing them, because jail is the home of the sickness, man. That's where all the sickness is, in the jails and in the prisons. That's just, everyone's always sickly in there. So if our food is affected, our economy is affected, things are shut down, we're all limited, what happens with the prisoner, right? Because you would say, wow, favor the citizen before you favor the prisoner. But they get what's given to them according to mandated rights and laws. So certain prisoner rights will be violated if they are restricted. Now, inmates don't get to purchase toilet paper. We're given toilet paper. They provide toilet paper, 2 rolls a week, I want to say, one for the cellie, or it used to be 3 rolls, I don't know. So I can definitely see them now maybe rationing it out to 1 roll per week. But what's going to happen when they run out of that one initial thing for the whole prison? Because prisons don't just house 2, 3, 4, 500 inmates. Sometimes they house thousands. Most of the time they had thousands. Who knows? So all that toilet paper that they're getting in, are they still getting it? If the ports are closed or if anything like that was to ever happen, are these inmates, is the facility still going to be able to have enough toilet paper to produce and pass out? Another thing, inmates go to commissary. They get soups, refried beans, chips, you name it. Anything coming from the store right off the shelf of Walmart pretty much is what you can get off of prisoner commissary. So now that everyone's limited and all this out here, does that carry over into there? And will our commissary be lost? Okay, y'all. My opinion on the whole matter is very simple. They're going to be cut short of commissary. They already lost the visits. The visits ain't going to, it's only going to get worse. So the visits are definitely not going to be happening. So there goes commissary, there goes visits. When you cut in commissary, you cut not only food, but you cut in coffee. You cut in all kinds of things. You cut in soap, shampoo that you can buy. Everything is shut down. So that leaves them to get their state issue. Prison has plenty of state issue soap. It's actually produced by a part of the prison industry called PIA, which is what was I can't remember what PIA stood for, but it's just basically a warehouse where prisoners make the soap, the shoes, the clothes, everything that we have in prison, including sometimes the cookies, crackers, and all kinds of things. Anything that has that PIA stamp is created and made by inmates at those local PIA warehouses, which I think they have one in Corcoran, etc. So all this shuts down. Visits are gone. They might even stop phone calls because everyone has to touch and use the phone and they probably don't want things to spread. So I don't know what happens with mail. So now coronavirus is getting to a point where do human rights in prison become compromised at behest of the coronavirus? You know, does the coronavirus dictate the new law of the land, basically having to rewrite everything and almost be the exemption to like the inmate rights and everything? Because if us regular citizens out here, taxpayers, right, if we have to be limited and we have to be restricted and we can't drive anywhere and find toilet paper within a 9 to 15 mile radius, sometimes even more, then I'm sure a lot of you guys out here feel inmates should be restricted as well. If not, we should dip into their stash and put it on these shelves and whatnot. Will that happen? Possibly. But one thing about inmates is they are not going to sit back, collect the coronavirus, be bombarded by the coronavirus, not be fucking given commissary, not be allowed to get visits, etc., and be happy about it. And an unhappy inmate causes for a lot of drama, a lot of issues, a lot of problems. So, what will be the ultimate outcome? Shit, who knows? I'm not even sure there's enough correctional officers that are even going to work during the coronavirus. Let me tell you this, man. What y'all going to do? Any COs that are watching, man, what y'all going to do when you hear that your block is infected with coronavirus and that 20 out of the, I don't know what, 100 or so inmates have contracted it and they're in your block? You're going to go back to work because it's your block, you're a regular, or if you're not a regular, that's just where you happen to be assigned. Do you got the balls to go work? Is it worth it? Let me ask you that. Okay, possibly not. And if it's not, guess what? No program. So now inmates ain't getting no program. Woo! Wow. You tell me what you think's going to happen when an inmate gets no program, no yard, no visits, no commissary, no nothing but the coronavirus. That's the ultimate guinea pig. I'm not sure they'll be able to even riot. I'm not sure they'll be able to be right because there won't be no program. There will be no movement. Prisons already love to do no movement. They love to lock a prison down. That's when it's easiest for them. So, of course, they can't wait. Matter of fact, wardens, sergeants, captains, lieutenants are all chomping at the bit, including COs, are all chomping at the bit, waiting for coronavirus to pass down the memo that no more program for now, suspended indefinitely. We're going to have an uptick in cell murders, I promise you. Cell stabbings, cell attacks in general. We're going to have an uptick in maybe man downs. Man downs when an inmate, falls down, has a cellie, scream, hey, we need a nurse. Maybe hospital visits. A lot of tattooing is going to be done. Guys going to be, if they quarantine, they got the coronavirus, what do we do? How do we kill time? Now, I want to jump on that same note, and I want to let you guys know, everyone's freaking out here. Do y'all know how to do quarantine time? Because everybody's freaking out. But let me tell you something. I already live like this. My life is already quarantined before this shit. I don't need any of this coronavirus to give me a quarantine or low-key program. I already am adapted to this. This ain't nothing but cell time. Come on now. I lived in a box for 10 years. That was where my shower was. That was where my food was. That was where my TV was. I had no reason to leave that. Now I actually have a house I can roam around. Are you kidding me? Quarantine? It's vacation. I could go open up the refrigerator and make some food. What are you saying? It's not a quarantine. The way this is all going, it hasn't affected me at all for the simple fact this is going right along smooth with my program. Albeit, we need to get some more toilet paper. And I really hope I don't have to resort to using leaves and shit. But if I have to, I have to. And you know who's laughing right now, who's really busting their fucking guts up right now, is the transients all across America, the homeless. They're like, oh, what's the matter? Y'all panicking? Y'all scared? We been wiping our ass with leaves. We're going to have to be taking lessons from them pretty soon here on how to live below the means. Not myself. I'm good. But nonetheless, I'm like you guys who probably feel the same. I have a family, and I do have to always be providing. So I have to make sure I find a way to get, the right amount of toilet paper, paper towels. Anything I can get my hands on is going to work. So y'all know I'm moving. Hopefully the spot I'm going to and relocating to don't got this problem. But I just really wanted to share a different perspective with you guys on what it's going to be like having the coronavirus for an inmate. They're going to have literally nothing. Not that any of you guys care, but hey, like I said, man, if you slam down doing quarantine time right now, or if you're bored as fuck and you ain't got nothing else to do at work, pop this video on. Let's talk about it, man. Let's really talk about it, because if there's ultimately, if there's a shutdown and, or let's just say a decrease in COs that are willing to work, there can actually be a disaster going on in prison that's not even being spoken about right now. Like, if you think about it, what will happen? Will inmates be released? Will they just let it float around? That's going to be the ultimate test of the coronavirus. That's when they'll be able to identify it, contain it. Once they have it in a prison, of course it's still going to be spreading off through the streets, but once they have it in a prison, they'll know that they have it in a contained spot to where they can study it. Will they bring specialists in, or will they still keep those knockoff welfare doctors and dentists to keep operating on inmates? I don't know, man. I think they should take advantage of that time and opportunity with so many guinea pigs. I think they should really put some specialists into a prison, study the patients, because obviously it's not going to disappear. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going. Nonetheless, even if this is what people are saying it is, or it's not what people are saying it is, the rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer. But if this is contagious and scary as people are saying it is, just wait. That's all I got to tell you. I want y'all to mark my words. Just wait, because when this hits prison, when this hits jail, that's when it's going to go. That's when it's going to go berserk, man, because it's almost like in times like these, you got to be able to live. You got to be able to have a fighting chance, right? Who wants to go into battle not being able to defend themselves? For the people who are incarcerated, they can't defend themselves. So that's already going to make them angry. that's already going to make them hostile inmates. So, hey, man, if just in case you was wondering, man, I was thinking about it the other day. I was talking with my family about it. Yeah, they're going to be screwed, man. They're not going to get commissary. They're not going to get... Toilet paper's probably going to be with it. They're probably going to be given towels or sheets, chopped up squares of sheets. I done been in positions in prison, not even nothing like this, but where we ran out of things, and the CO, we had to literally get certain things from the CO that had nothing to do with what we wanted, but we could make it work with it. So yeah, I could see that happening. Maybe ripping up sheets, passing out sheets to inmates so they could wipe their ass or whatever. Personally, how I see it's like, it's not that hard to take a shit, jump in the shower, and rinse off. I know it sucks, and everyone's going to be pissed that they ain't got no toilet paper, but let's just be real. You can always jump your funky ass right in the shower and rinse it all off. Put your clothes back on, no harm, no foul. So, we going to see what's going on. Half saying it's the big deal, other half saying, listen, we still got everything. America's fully stocked. Be patient. Do that social distancing crap. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to see. I'm very unbiased. I don't agree with either side. I don't go with emotions on this subject. I'm going to go with the facts. I'm going to go with the numbers. And I'm just going to take it day by day. But one of the facts that I can promise you is when it gets into jail, gets into prison, they fucked. Hope y'all like this video, man. Just a quick touch on coronavirus. Much love, much respect. Doses.